prepare for or alleviate the fear of whatever it is that's got them on edge. And oh, we got the Queen of the North is here, Lori J. All right, so I got some things here to go over, and let's see if I can get this up here, and we'll go over it, and then we'll start bringing in comments from everybody, and all right, let's see here. All right. Oh, geez, yeah. What's your worst fear? These are just some of the ones I've had people tell me about their fears over the years. So we're just going to talk about some of these. Having been born and raised in a state that no longer exists, it's no longer called California. It's now called California, the socialist capital of the North America. Yeah, they ruined my state. Anyway, so earthquakes. Earthquakes was a big one there. Now, the next one I got is the big P word. However, that is a real one, not a manufactured one for fear and control. All right. Next one is some people have expressed fear about starving. They think I got plenty of food. I think I got, at least a year's worth of food storage, dried food, canned foods. Okay, I got about a year's worth, and I got a garden, but I'm worried about the garden failing, running out of food, having to evacuate, not be able to take the food with me. So that's one of the ones there. That's why. Okay, I don't know what happened there. StreamYard went totally bonkers, and all right, I'm coming back up alive on YouTube. Yeah, okay, good, I'm back. That was a weird one. I mean, that was a StreamYard one because that was StreamYard locking up, and all the rest of the YouTube channels and stuff, were popping up, working. I was double checking both computers. It just StreamYard was having problems. So let's see if I get stuff here set back up here. Hang on here. I gotta get the screen presentation set back in. There we go. All right. All righty. So we've had some more people come in. Prepper for the Lowland Prepper came in. TH2 came in on Tammy's side. Ferocious is here. Mother Earth Garden Club is here. Utah Mike is here. Make sure I caught everybody saying hi to everybody here. All right, so I think I got it taken care of here. Oof. All right, so what was it? Tornadoes. Tornadoes, pretty much everybody gets, about tornadoes because they live in that area. Hurricanes, Yeah, for coastal people, yeah, that'd be fair. Whereas that wouldn't concern somebody in the middle of Nebraska, a hurricane. Drought. Oh, just Tammy went out. Tammy's back. There we go. And so there's things, drought is a problem. Economic collapse is a big one, and actually that's kind of bugging me right now, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Here's Mark. Separation, also an issue, is one that's bugging me right now, and I'll talk about that here as soon as I go through the list here. Nuclear attack doesn't bother me at all. I got in, that is not on the table as far as those that are in the know about. Meteor impact, we just had or asteroid, if you prefer. Apophis just went by, and it's coming back again in 2029. I think it's April 13th. And then after that, the next go around is which they say maybe an impact date is 2036. So let's see, supposed to be being left alone, not being let alone, being left alone. And we'll talk about that. Look at freezing temperatures, So
being left alone's a fear. Okay.
Hey, anyone that is addicted to this, being left alone, not being able to communicate. Yeah. Fire, flood, gangs if you live in a big city or close to a big city, illnesses. Some people are really scared about illnesses and just, common illnesses and stuff they get and everything else. Like, I got a really bad head cold. Who's going to be going out there taking care of the garden, taking care of the animals or whatever else, getting the kids to school, so illnesses bother a lot of people. No food. This goes back a little bit to start, but no food in the stores, no food around anywhere. And all you have is you're left with what you have. People, are really fearful of no food, and what's surprising is the ones that are fearful of no food aren't prepping.
Yeah, I'm fearful of others with no food. How's that?
Yeah, and then of course, all right. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights came in. Seabass came in. All right. All right, so we got a lot of good comments here on the side. So no power has been mentioned several times in several different ways in the side chat here. I believe it was Jeremy at Tennessee Tactical One said, where was it going? Scrolling back up to look at some of these comments in the side chat here. Yeah, here it was. Worried about grid down, EMP. And of course, those will cause social unrest. But let me see if I can catch some of the others. I scroll back up, catching up. Oh, Chekhov is in the house.
I think one of the best things I heard from some YouTuber a long time ago, I don't remember who, it doesn't matter, is crap hits a fan, prep, pray, and stay out of the way.
Yep. Straight Kitten says thirsting to death. Yeah, water. Water is, every video I end with, keep that, stay safe, don't do anything foolish. Oh, good, that was a short freeze. I'll go through it and I go, keep adding to your preps. Water, food, medicine, clothing. Water is the number one thing I always tell people to store. So let's see. Yeah. Well, technically, SHTF has to last at least a year to be a true SHTF event, and the federal government has got to fail for a while. Okay, let's see what else we got here.
Aren't we already at that point with the government failing for a while?
The government has not failed. When I say failed, it is total government collapse, not functioning. Yeah, you can't contact anybody or anything else. Let's see. Kaylin says evacuation is a big one for her since she doesn't drive. She can't haul a ton on her little collapsible wagon. She's got a real cool collapsible wagon. She did a video on it. Chemical spill, something like Ohio. Biggest fear for Utah Mike. Yeah, that's already happening in California. Big time. Just going down here, trying to catch up on these here. Ferocious is Ferocious. Hard to imagine just one thing happening, expecting multiple things simultaneously. Yeah, and that's there are several things that will be domino effects. There are several things that will cause domino effects. If the first one's serious enough, it'll start knocking other things down. And so if we have, all right, a meteor impact comes in, all right, it can and hits big enough, it can take down the power grid from all the dust coming up, landing on the power line, shorting out the grid, disrupt the weather. You know, you can get domino effects from that. Volcano, same thing. Economic collapse gets bad enough, people aren't going to be being able to be paid to work, and those taking care of the grid aren't going to be there to take care of the grid. Okay, let's move on here and get some of these others here. All right. All right. All right. Here's one that's all right. Yeah, I said this wasn't a complete list I had up there. Yeah, being forced into a digital ID system. Yeah, you know, basically becoming like China's trying to become over there, and they are actually getting pushback from a lot of people on it over there. Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize in cities and even rural areas that unless you have a well or your community you're on that doesn't have a well and there's no rivers nearby, power goes out, you're going to lose. It'll happen quicker in the cities as far as the water supplies. You have more people using the limited water they have because pumps are going 24/7 in the cities to keep the water pressure up and fill all the little tanks all over the place and on buildings and stuff. So it's like here we got several generators set to go to power up our wells if we lose power. Right now, trying to get the city to go for a grant to get solar up on all the city buildings and stuff to power our wells so to get us off grid here for the city. All right. All right. All right. Let's see what we got here. I'm just going through reading all. I'm catching up here on the comments here as fast as I can, guys. I don't want to miss anybody's up. All right, Jack. Lost Tammy again. Jack's biggest concern is living through whatever happens and having to deal with the aftermath. So, but he says, but he has 70 years of experience, so you know he's got that. And how he's stepping out to feed the microbes. And Tammy's trying to come back in, but her device is not. Let's see if it's gonna. There it is. Boom. All right. Let's see here. Trying to catch up. Jan C says running out of Destin's here. King Boopa. IBCSV. Yeah. And that's one of the things I want to talk about as soon as I catch up on the things here is separation as well. All right, Lori's got to go back to work. And Stray Kitten says it's the Mormon guy that says prep, pray, and stay out of the way. His name is Royston or something. All right, let's see what else we got here. Flooding. Okay. Actually, I just saw a reel. They were showing a video of of an area on a highway. 16 years ago, the same area flooded out on the same day. So it's repeated 16 years later, it flooded out, and so they had, highway patrol was blocking both sides of it and stuff. But yeah, flooding out. Flooding can take out the grid, the phone system. If it floods really bad and the drains can't handle it, the drains can actually fracture and start doing underground scouring, and then take out any underground utility lines, gas, sewer, and the like that. And buried electrical too. Bear Truth, welcome. And she came in on your side, Tammy, or he did. And biggest fear is getting caught in a forest fire. Yeah, I've back before I got married, when I was deer hunting with two friends from work, we were going up into the Sierras, and the fire was going around the area, and the crews were pulling out, and they're still even burning some stuff burning near the main highway there where we were going up. And we stopped, and a bunch of other people stopped, and so we had a bunch of civilians out there putting out the one that they abandoned to go for the big one. So we put the little one out so it wouldn't flare back up on them. So that, yeah. Oh, and Mark here typed in that what Straight Kitten, yeah, it's Royston Potter when it says prep, pray, and stay out of the way. Yeah, the majority of our phones are. Some of us have old phones that are, that have actually no internet access on them still. And some of us have our phones where they've been blocked and been stripped of all the ID codes and stuff. I used to know someone that can do that. Let's see here. Yeah, electronic money will kill yard sales. Well, what they want you to do on the yard sales and stuff, where you use Venmo or one of the other apps where you just touch the phones or just send it, by a phone and stuff like that. So the IRS can get their portion. Let's swap around here. There we go.
That's why barter is important.
Yeah. Most cities do not allow personal wells here. You can't have, in my city here, my 1/4 mile square city, you can't have a drinking well, but you can have an animal well or agricultural well. So I can get a well put into water, for animals, for the fields, for growing hay or whatever else. But if the water system, power goes out on the water system, but I have enough power to power my little well, yeah. But we also have the Snake River irrigation ditch flowing through from May to October. So, Myra Page just came in on your side. Yeah, and this is what's stupid. Some cities don't allow personal gardens because they're trying to save water, not realizing that by having a garden growing, the water you're putting on it is actually going down into the aquifer. And when it rains, that water goes down into the aquifer. And this is one of the things where I know several people, including Will Russell of Just in Time Prepping, had an oxygen tank, and then he finally got people donated enough, and they got him a oxygen generator so that he could be more mobile. But yeah, insulin shots, those that have to have insulin stuff, yeah, that's a problem there. Living in a urban area, yeah. Being dependent on public utility.
Yeah.
And I'm going to spoil everybody's stuff here. If you're in an urban area, especially in California, and you get solar on your house, if the power goes out, you can't use your solar at all, because all the solar does is help feed the grid back to lower your bill a little bit. But if the grid goes out, it turns it off. Your solar panels production thing turns off. The controller on it, because they don't want you back feeding the grid. Well, they also don't want you put in battery banks either. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah. Yep. All right. Tammy's got bad internet tonight, so she'll be bouncing in and out. All right. Thank you, Bear Truth, for coming in. Shenanigans. Hey, welcome, Shenanigans. Okay, everybody's talking up on that, and I think I'm caught up here on stuff. Yeah. And one of the things, but here, all right. Caitlin has said, connect batteries on the lowdown, even in the city and stuff. Well, there is other things that work good if you have solar power. What you do is you get the portable power stations, aka she's coming back. There she is. She's back. AKA solar generators. They're not really generators. They're a power station. They're a battery with a charge controller, and it has multiple ways to charge it. If you get some of those and you plug those around like an office, like old small office uninterrupted power sources that gave you 10, 15 minutes to shut down your computer, get some of those power stations. Some of those are getting pretty powerful now with the iron lithium batteries. So that you can get several of those, and you charge it when your power is up off the solar. And then when everything shuts down, you still have those to keep running stuff in your house. All right. So, one of the things I told you guys I'd talk about, the two things on this list, economic collapse and separation, is bugging me right now. Those didn't used to be a problem. Right now, an economic collapse would cause a lot of problems as far as, all right, let me back up a little bit. When I got married in 1988, I had a 30-year mortgage on the house. About 2 years later, the interest rates dropped really low. My wife got in. Okay, I got us a loan, refinanced for 30 years, paying only $58 more a month than we did. So instead of being a 30 years, now 15-year, and she was paying more on the loan on the principal only. So, and I think it was about 13 years, we paid off the house. So economic collapse, really for quite a few years, 20 some odd years, hasn't been in my mind at all, because, hey, house was paid for. We bought this one up here, the house across the street. She's been paying double payments on it. And so it's like we got the interest rate of a 30-year loan, but another 4 years, the house across the street is going to be paid for. And we bought it in 2016, and it's going to be paid for, in another couple of years here. And she's doing the same thing on this property here. She's paying at least 50% more against the principal. And soon as that one's paid for, then all the payments on that one goes against the principal. Until then, I'm a little worried about the economic collapse stuff. But separation, I'm here in Idaho, fixing up the properties, trying to get them set up for being self-sufficient. She's still back in California doing her job for stuff. and CRs in the house. And so if something major goes down where all of a sudden, gas stations aren't able to provide gas between here and there, it's going to be very hard for her to get from there to here, and either my boys to get from there to here.
I have that issue. I got 3 daughters. One's in Jersey, one's out in Illinois. The other one's like 20 miles away. So that's the only one that can get here. The rest of them, nope, sorry. I can't come get you either because you're way too far out, and that's a separation. Now I know what the separation thing means.
Yeah. My youngest son, though, geez, I think he's got 15 5-gallon cans of gas stored in the storage shed. And during the summertime, he'll fill up his car off of those, and then he'll take those down and refill those, and has a tag he puts on for when he filled it up. So he tries to keep it so that the fuel's no more than 6 months old.
Is he getting non-alcohol fuel, or
he unfortunately I think he's getting E85. Yeah.
Also, I do know that some of these new cars today, and since they had computers in them, even carburetors, you could dump some really old gas in those things. They'll still run. They'll run like crap. The computer ones will just compensate by dumping more fuel. If your cetane, if your whatever, if the knock is low, they'll just add more fuel to it. You'll go through a little bit more, but it'll burn it and it'll get you there.
Yeah. Caleb, my brother was in Arkansas, but is up here now. He still owns his property down there, but the house is messed up. So my son has enough gas for my wife's car and his car to get from there to here now. But I'm still worried about it.
Get stuck in traffic and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Get stuck in traffic and not be able to get around things and stuff like that. One of the things I'm hoping,
but if you have an electric car, you don't need gas, right? Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah. I'm really hoping my wife is looking at a small 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive vehicle, for me up here, trying to pick one up cheap there in California. And I'm hoping she'll decide, all right, it's time to get rid of that Buick and get a crossover for her. And so if she gets a crossover or a SUV, then I know she can get up here a lot easier because my youngest son knows just about all of the Forest Service roads to get out of California into Nevada. And so, yeah. Yeah, my mother-in-law has a RAV4. A RAV4? Yeah, RAV4 as well. But my wife's looking for something there in California where it hasn't been driven much in the snow, so there's not a lot of salt and stuff, damage underneath and everything else. So, but so separation and economic collapse is kind of the things that bother me. But, those who are worried about power grid outlet, yes, power grid going out is a problem everywhere. It's a problem up here. I do have, 2,100 watts, actually 2,100 watts of in 100-watt panels, and I got about another 250 watts in other panels. So I got about, 2,300 watts of solar panel production that I can do a lot with here. Yeah, I really would like my wife to get one of the Ford Flex. It's an all-wheel drive station wagon.
Yeah,
with
big station wagon
with a fold-down back seat. So yeah, she can get the stuff she wants to, but it's not like a big truck. And it's not as far as eye-catching. Yeah. But there are a lot of different things to consider about in your area. What you're most worried about. If you're worried about stay where you're at and you got a good location, stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to tick off a lot of people. Please don't take this the wrong way. Cut back on any alcohol, tobacco. Get rid of those vices. Take the money from that and put it in a savings account so you have enough to buy some of the power stations that come with extra expandable batteries on it. You know, you get the more expandable batteries you get, the longer the whole thing's going to last. So, Glenn's here. How to garden? I don't know why I'm just really thirsty today. I've been drinking all day.
Yeah, old farts need to stop more often.
All right, Mark. So what would you say is your worst fear?
Well, now that you mentioned separation, that's one of them.
Yeah.
The other one is the unprepared, just knocking
the masses.
People or even people I know that kind of know. I haven't really told them everything, but they kind of know where my mindset is. Just come, hey, can I get some food? Can I get some water? It's like that becomes I don't know, more of a religious thing at that point.
Yeah. Well, it also depends on the event. Depends on the event and whether or not you can put them to work.
Right. Which is why I'm going to look at another piece of property tomorrow, 15 minutes from my property. This one has a house on it. Because if it's in good shape and everything's good, yeah, we're gone. And it's only 15 minutes from my existing property.
Shoot. I didn't put it in here. Crap. All right. So I've been watching a lot of the reels and stuff. So I've been getting a lot of these ads on the reels. 35 acres in West Virginia for $169,000, $170,000. McKee, Kentucky, 12 acres for 180. And I'm only putting down ones here that have 4 bedrooms and at least 2 baths.
Right.
Okay. 90 acres in Grafton, West Virginia, 214,000. And that one looks like it's already been approved for subdividing. Yeah. But there was one for Pennsylvania that was I know why I didn't put it on the list. It was 2 bedroom, 2 bath. It was only 2 bedrooms. But I think it had something like 50 acres or something with it.
That's what I'm looking at one tomorrow. It's only 2 acres, but it's in the farmlands. My other fear there is, what are all these? Because I can see it on Google Earth. I mean, there's a lot of farms out there. Are they spraying stuff? And am I going to be in the middle of it? That's the only other thing. But it's 2 acres. It's only 15 minutes from my 15 acres. And yeah, it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, full basement rancher. Seems reasonably large for that size, but it has a garage that has it's a 3-car garage built into the side of the hill, and the whole upstairs is a whole upstairs. It looks like a house. I'm like, well, there you go.
Yeah,
that's where my commercial kitchen and wood shop go. And there's a run-in barn, which is looks like it's about 50 feet long and 18 feet wide. Probably had chickens or something in it, so I'm good there. And it's already graded out, a little bit of trees in the back, but there's a lot of farmlands around me, and I'm more worried about what they're spraying.
Yeah. Shoot, I want to put it up there. Okay, Myra Page is over here. Lisa is losing insulin about okay, shenanigans. I have seen some interesting reels from doctors and stuff talking about different things that's supposed to really work on reversing and eliminating the big C there, like you're talking about. I'm not a doctor, so this is not medical advice, but I find those type of things, if you're like on Facebook, you go and look at the reels. Sometimes you can find some of these ones. And once you start, if you like a medical one and watch it a couple times, all of a sudden they'll start shooting more of those at you. It's their, their artificial intelligence starts shooting stuff at you like that. And you may
YouTube
find some of those ones, you may find them helpful.
YouTube does the same thing.
Yeah. But the ones on Facebook seem to be getting away with more stuff that aren't getting censored. Like, I thought I got censored there for a second.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the other thing that bugs me too, Suladeen. And so right now, my wife and I are stockpiling certain things for the grandkids as they grow up. One of the things I really want to do is get both my boys. My oldest one is saving every penny he saves it until he buys a new piece for his computer. Other than that, that's all he spends it on clothes. And trying to get the other one to stop buying. The youngest one has one of those big old huge monster rolling toolboxes. Huge ones. I mean, it's like 8 foot wide and about 6 foot tall, and and he has just about every one of the Craftsman's 20-volt battery, systems with all the different size batteries and stuff and everything else. So, but the grandkids, they get, I want trying to convince my kids to start investing in some certain things like the. Let me find it here. That's that. And it's called the Indexed Universal Life Insurance Policy, which you can borrow against. Any money you borrow on it is tax free. It's sort of like a Roth 401 or whatever, and it's it's tax free. A Roth RIA, there it is. But one of the things I'm trying to convince my wife to do and get my daughter and hers on board on it is to set up custodial Roth IRAs for each of the grandkids. And so if you want to know about that, go see a financial advisor, and they can explain all the neat things about a custodial Roth IRA for kids. I think the main thing was to take us out, including the weather.
Yep.
Which is interesting. Which is really interesting that you brought that up. About an hour and a half ago, I was watching a video that there were 3 papers that were released in the last several months that totally blow the climate change out of the water. And these were published in big journals and stuff. And these are people that were doing it are very well respected, so they couldn't poo-poo them. And they were just stuff.
Nah, they'll just erase them over the next 6 months.
No, it's not exactly whole life. It's a little bit different, but it's one where you can. Basically, you borrow on it, you pay it back, you borrow on it, and it keeps gaining interest and growing while you're doing it. And you don't have to die. You can actually pull all the money out before you die. And when you die, then you get nothing because you pulled all the money out. But it's one of those type things that works that way.
You never went to one of those A.L. Williams meetings, did you?
One of the what?
A.L. Williams. It
No.
was basically term insurance versus whole life. You bet your life. They had all the names for it. They got your money. It's not making that much interest, and they're just using the money, and then you're trying to get it and pay it back. And whatever. Some people are into it. I'm not into that. That's not my thing.
Well, here's the thing: is the federal government will allow the insurance companies to advertise whole life. They're not allowed to advertise the index universal life policies. They're not allowed to because they're tax free, and they do all sorts of things, and they don't want that to get out there. So they haven't stopped it, but they just say you can't advertise it.
Well, it's like your 401k. You could take. I took a loan against my 401k years back, not a lot, but it's my money, and I paid it back, and I didn't have to pay interest because it's my money.
I did the same thing with my operating engineer's retirement fund. Took a loan out on it, paid it back. It kept gaining money as if the money was still in there. Plus, I had to pay like 2% interest to the loan again, so it went up even more. It's actually I earned more money by taking out a loan out and paying it back. I earned more money because it was still earning its full money, and I was earning what I was paying into it too. Yes, and that's the other one. The 529 college plan or education account. That's another one too. And I really want to get my grandkids taken care of, pros, so that they're taken care of more than what their parents are going to do when I'm not around, and when my wife's not around. I want to make sure that the family legacy goes on.
Just don't let them take some $500,000 4-year education that doesn't get them anywhere and wind up having to pay student loans off forever.
Oh, that's
waste
the thing
money
is,
piss it away.
Both of our two oldest, my daughter and my oldest son, went to college, and they had 0 student loans.
Yeah, for me,
we had enough set aside. We had enough set aside for them we had accounts set, and we just they used some or part or all of their stuff to pay for their college, and we started putting into that when they were 2 years old. So let me bring this other back up so I can look at that. Okay. So whatever is bothering you, you're really worrying you, and most of the stuff that really worries most people. Hey, Ryan the Gamer's here. That really worries most people is not, what you think about for things. What really gets most people worried is more close. Oh, I can see this happening, and 90% of that is going to be the grid, because they have brownouts and blackouts and everything else. They see that problem going on all the time. Economic collapse. They see the ups and downs. The housing market bubble pops and everything goes down and builds back up again. It goes down again. It builds back up again. And so they see that. So they fear that more than they do a nuclear attack or a meteor impact or a 12.9 earthquake.
12.9. That would pretty much shake the entire world. Yeah.
No, at 12.9 in California, I'd feel it here in Idaho. It would. Yeah. I wouldn't be bad here, but I would feel. I might feel it here. Now, if that were to happen, 12.9 would happen at on New Madrid. There might be some buildings tumbling down in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way the plates, the tectonic plates are and stuff. Between me and San Andreas, there's over 47 decent-sized fault lines that absorb the impact of the shaking. Whereas from New Madrid to New York City, there is 2.
Yeah, it's literally right on the North American Craton, which goes right up the Appalachian Mountains. So yeah, you're kind of screwed. I'm screwed. Oh well.
Well, if you're in a nice wood cabin with where the logs are that are where they're not going to fall down, interlocking, and everything's held in place, yeah, you can do pretty good.
Yeah, my little cabin will be fine. It's just up on piers. And I built it, so I know how it's built.
It doesn't go. It actually goes higher. They don't talk about it, but it goes higher than 10.1. The only reason why they stop at 10.1 because that's the biggest one they've had, or supposedly had. But they, you know, the scale is set up that it can keep going, but they don't talk about it.
Well, it doubles
they
every
really don't talk about it.
Every one is a double of the previous, so it's not like a little bit more, a little bit more. It's a double, double, double. So
yeah. But yeah, so there are a lot of people there are certain things that really get them that they're fearful of. And I know a lot of people that are, I'm going to talk about a group of people, about 45% of the population, guessing about, that have maybe, if they're lucky, 2 weeks worth of food in the house, maybe. Live paycheck to paycheck.
Probably.
And problem is these ones also have the latest and newest phone.
Definitely.
Or the latest and greatest, I got my iWatch here that, they spend the money on the wrong stuff, but they are panicking every time there's a problem with the food supply. They panic because they only have 1 to 2 weeks worth of food in the house, and they're living paycheck to paycheck, but they have all the newest of the neat stuff. I would still be using my original Nokia 3303, I think it was.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. All right. To text A, B, C, next button, D. No, it'll be 4. Yeah, so you got to push it and go through it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there is that.
There is that too.
That's why there's so many restaurants out there that are busy all the time. Nobody knows how to cook.
Yeah. And just along the same lines that people don't know how to cook, there have been a couple of reels out there. The guys out there saying, where's this? Where's that? What's this thing? And it's like, what countries to the south of us? South America? What countries to the north of us? Russia? They're asking people on the street, and it's like how many states are in the United States? 30?
What country is directly south of Detroit, Michigan? Come on, Gil. Come on. You can do it. Canada. Go ahead. Look at a map. Yep. Canada swoops underneath Detroit. Yep. Directly south of Detroit, Michigan, Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, CR, you're hungry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm eating on screen here.
Yeah. What's 3 times 3 times 3? Or the worst one is, what's 1 plus 1? And people are answering 11. 1 and 1 is 11.
Yeah.
If I had hair, I would pull it out.
I used to do that to my kids when they were young, taking math and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's 1 plus 1? 2. I'm like, no, it's 11. I put 2 fingers up. Dad, stop.
Yeah. Well, at least your kids are thinking.
Here, CR, I put some bacon up for you.
Yeah. That burger. That's not a burger there, checked off. That is 4 sandwich. Strips of bacon.
No, the previous one was from falling down. He was holding a breakfast sandwich or something. I forget what it was. Yeah.
Okay. So thinking about as we go along, what are your guys in the side chat, what is your biggest fears and what can you do about it? And what you hear other people talking about it. So those are worried about the grid outage. Solar, your own solar, not hooked up to a commercial company coming in and doing it yourself.
Oh, you mean so you know how to fix it?
Yeah, that's you got to learn everything. You got to get the books on it. You got to get a book on DC power, and there's little books you can get on DC power, books on AC power, AC DC conversions and stuff. Yeah, you want to get an electrical book on that so you understand that stuff. Understand diodes and resistors and stuff too. But you know, you can buy plug and play parts for most of it. But having spare parts, I know some people are saying, "Oh, California will not allow you to take your house off the grid." No, don't worry about that. What you do is you just disconnect most of the breakers and hook them up to be on your solar system, and you just keep a couple small plugs on the grid. So they're going to charge you. They're going to charge me $2 this month, and $47 service charges.
And they'll send somebody out there to make sure you're not stealing power from before the meter.
Yeah, but they come out and it's like, oh no, we use oil lamps and stuff. You know, we turn most of the stuff off. We don't use it.
Yeah. I'm almost Amish now. Sorry.
No, Lee, DC Power is not a book on the swamp. Moon over Miami. Welcome, sir. Yes, very important, Mother Earth Garden Club. Learn who you can ask for help with a skill you don't have. And that's why I tell everybody, learn a new skill every month, or 2 new skills if it's an easy skill. Okay, hang on a second. I got my daughter is saying that Eli wants to come over here. I got to do something here real quick. Tell him that he has to eat one. Eli is the one with autism, and I got some special gummies to help neutralize the folic acid, which is driving sometimes. Okay, we'll see if that works. I got some special ones and he doesn't like. He'll eat fruit snacks all day long, but he hates when it's shape of a gummy bear. He hates it.
So if you put a gummy bear in a freeze dryer, it turns into a big puffy cotton candy looking thing. He'd probably like that.
Yeah, special gummies. That's the.
It won't hurt him.
That's these things here, which help they're sugar-free and they boost immunity, and they help to neutralize the folic acid, which really winds kids up. So we're trying to get the kids from going to school like all, So. For those of you that are channel members, did you get the notification for the trip back from California? I put it out as members first, so the members will see it. It's been out for about 3 or 4 days now. Members, I haven't seen very many people watching it. So if you're a channel member, you should have gotten the notification. If you didn't get the notification, send me an email telling me that you didn't get the notification for a Gray Man prepping for the trip back. But for everybody else, tomorrow, what time I put it out there? 7:30 Mountain Time. Figure out from Mountain Time. That's when it goes live for everybody else. Oh,
Ooh, that reminds me.
Yeah.
I have video footage from my old Sony Handycam. I Velcroed to the hood of my Ford Escape back in the day and drove up Mount Washington. It's on my old computer hard drive. I have got to pull that off, edit it, and make the trip up Mount Washington, a 45-minute trip or an hour trip in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I keep forgetting I got that video footage on an old SD card. Plus, it's in my old hard drive in my computer, which I haven't turned on in 2 years, but it's in there. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's what you did. You just sped it up. So it's like, boop, 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 boop. We're there.
Actually on mine, this is a Motorola, Moto, whatever the heck it is. When I put it up there, I can go into the settings and I can go do slow motion, or I can do time lapse. I just crank it up to the 32 times time lapse.
Oh, there you
so
go.
I don't have to do hard to do any editing to it at all. Oh yeah, that's right. Lee's going live here in a couple minutes, and I got to go out there and deal with Eli, and then probably Oliver and okay, what is it? Today's the 3rd. Okay, so Lee's going live here in a little bit. This is his one there. Go ahead, go. There we go. I'm a third one making a comment over there. Oh, there goes Diana too over there too. So that starts here in a couple of minutes here. And book review, the Crisis Preparedness Guide is what he's going to be reviewing. So he'll be live here in about a minute here. Detroit is his own country.
Yes, it is.
Oh. Okay, that's all right now. It just shows one person having watched it. Now, with that in mind, there's something else I want to mention real quick here. So for Camp Pat and Family Compound, my other channel, I'm 80 subscribers away from the 5,500 mark and another giveaway. Here, I am 172 away from the 2,000 mark here on Gray Man Prepping. So, you know, helping share stuff out really helps. And the Wickshire project came in on Tammy's side. Billy, Tammy's not here because she keeps dropping off because of her internet. So, but she was here for a while. She's still making comments. All right. So coming up here, let me get over here real quick before I go. Got to go there. Thursday night here on Gray Man Prepping at 10 o'clock Eastern is the Midnight Ride, because it's midnight down in Rio de Janeiro party. Friday on Camp Pat and Family Compound is food processing skills. So if you're worried about not having food, learn how to process the food you find. Holy moly.
Oh, I thought you said processed food. Sorry.
Yeah. Saturday back here on Gray Man Prepping is for Survival Saturday. We're going to talk about goats for preppers.
Talk about what? Ghosts?
Goats.
Oh, they're saying boo.
Yeah. And then
Prepper
Monday on Camp Pat and Family Compound, we're going to be doing the canning fish. Next Tuesday here is items you might have overlooked in your prepping. So we're going to talk about some of the ones that people tend to overlook, or they just think, oh, I can get it later, which is a very bad thing to do. Procrastination is the mother of most accidental deaths. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming. Hope that helped you out somewhat. If you still have questions, you can email me. The email's in the very bottom of the description. All right. All right, everyone. Take care.
Good night.
Wait, almost forgot. Keep adding to your preps. Don't go out and do anything foolish. You know, add water, food, medicine, clothing, learn at least one new skill, and plant a garden. All right. Good night, everyone.
Have a good night.